Hello everybody, it's Suffolkblue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back. We're back in our Attack of the B-Team modded Minecraft Let's Play series. And today I just want to spend some time, we're not really building anything today, but I do want to show you through some of the changes I made. I have made some changes to the factory, which is just through there. And I also want to talk about some of the other changes I've made and some of the stuff that I've started prepping and show you some of the things that I've done. The first thing you're obviously going to notice is I've put in a bit of a pathway. For no other reason other than I just think it sort of looks nice. And I've used some micro blocks just around the edges, okay, just to give it some curb. It's as simple as that. This is just stone bricks on the bottom there. It's just neat and tidy, I suppose. And this will be able to go off to all the other sections that we'll do. I've added some trees outside the main house, put some lights up, a few plants and gardens, and a few window blocks. Again, just blocks of dirt with some micro blocks around the edges, which I thought I would do as stone basins. Right, here we are done. Now there's been some changes with this factory layout. The first thing I did is I've made this overhang. This used to, if you remember, this was flat, so it was went straight up. I've made all these hang over a little bit. Let's get into bat mode and show you from the air, I think, so I can get up close and show you all the bits and bobs. This is going to be quite a short episode today. We're not going to be doing a long episode. We had almost an hour-long episode at the beginning of the week when we built this, so we're not going to do that. But as you can see, I've put some details and finishing. Again, just some micro blocks around the edges, because I think that just makes the windows pop out a little bit. We put them in these sort of supports for the roof, so they're in. And I think that looks pretty cool, actually. Put some lights on top of the chimney stacks, only because when I looked at this in the F7, if you didn't know, if you do F7, you can see where mobs are likely to spawn, okay, and where mobs can spawn, so under there or on there at night. And you can get rid of that with another F7, there we go. And so I thought, well, because I don't want mobs spawning on here, I decided to put some lights on each of the chimney stacks, and that just sort of keeps them away. We did a little bit of work on this bit, so we've pulled out the sides, and if you look at the edges here, I've used micro blocks again just to highlight this edge. I didn't do a full block out, which you could have done, and actually did I miss a bit here? No, I didn't. I thought I missed a bit here, and there we go again. You see, just some micro blocks out. Whoops, micro blocks out on the side. Okay, and what we also did, and this is easier to see when we're inside, but if you can imagine, I extended this middle section forward by 1 block, which created the overhang, okay, and then onto the side over here, I went out by 2. So this used to be flush as well, but now I've pulled this out by 2, and I've put in a new window there. Let's go and have a look inside, and then you can get a feel of the way. Obviously some trees on the outside. I'll come to what's over there in a second. Let's go back to being me. Awesome. So we've got pressure plates on, just so we can get in and out. This is what it looks like from the inside. Again, a little more detail has been put in here. Obviously put the lights in. These are hanging from the ceiling using micro blocks. This is just a iron block micro block which you cut into little pieces. I haven't done, if you notice, on the outside, if you remember, we did some micro blocking around these windows. In fact, you can see it from the inside there. I haven't done that on the inside because when I build here, I want this full block to be available to me, and similarly these full blocks here. Because if I put micro blocks on here, I won't be able to use these blocks essentially. So we're not doing that. I've also bought in some furnaces to connect to the main smelters, and I've set up the smelters. Incidentally, guys, I forgot, on the bottom of these smelters, if you remember, if you look back on the previous video, when I made them, I used stone as the floor. Well, you can't use stone as a floor as the smeltery, it has to be seared bricks, so that's what I've done. So on the bottom there now is actually some, you can't see just past that lava, but there's seared bricks on the floor now. And I've been using this, so we've got molten copper in here, and some aluminum brass, and I'll show you aluminum, where am I, America? Aluminium brass. Okay, at the top there, you can see I put in some detail work again, another block of iron, just so that looks like, I'll go back into bat and show you this, just so it looks like there's a vent or some sort of flume, like chimney sort of flume at the top of these furnaces, which is going straight into and feeding into the smelter, and that's where the fumes go. So I sort of want to make it a little bit more realistic, and on this side again, there we go. So with just a little bit of detail work just to make that look pretty. This isn't finished inside yet either, because I want to put in all of the factory stuff that we're going to do. I shall talk about that in a little while. So yes, this is the lights that we've done hanging. These are those inverted weight cage lamps. Quite easy to make. So I thought I'd use them because they're more industrial than torches, and they're hanging like the strip lights you get. I could have used the normal ones, but I thought I'd use these. A little bit of detail on these inner windows as well, just to make them pop out a little bit. And obviously we've changed this. We did use cobble, if you remember here originally. I've taken that and changed that for bricks because it just looks better. Over here then, where this is our... Actually, let's eat some beef so we've got some space. This is our sort of creation area. This is where we're going to make stuff. So our casting table can go straight out into here. So I can cast from here, like that. And get my thing. Let's put that back in here. There we go. Don't want to waste it. So I can cast from there. I've got my part builder here, so I can build parts and create what I need to create here. I've got my tool forge, where I can actually create. My mouse really is playing up. I have to get that looked at, I think. There we go. So we can build our swords or our axes. I've used a tool forge so that I can build the more advanced stuff like the big hammers and the excavators and stuff. Got our stencil table. Okay. Oops. And obviously we've got a normal crafting station. We've got some drying racks that we're using on the wall to actually store bits and bobs. And in here, you see that I've already created. These are all made out of aluminum brass. So I've got some casting plates all ready to go. I haven't as yet built or any Tinker's Construct stuff. This is just the flint stuff that I used to make those casting blanks. So that's all sort of all ready to go. So I can begin to create my Tinker's tools as soon as I get the right sort of materials. And we have got a lot of materials. So yeah, so this is a sort of the crafty area. And then at the sides here is where we're going to start building some of our automation and some of our storage. The last thing I think we're going to do is just going to sleep, I think, in a second. Oops, that's the one I wanted. And then I'll show you what I've done next door to the factory. So I did do a bit of work offline. I know sometimes it can spoil a Let's Play if you do too much work offline, but I needed to get some of this done so that I can build properly and show you some of the things that I want to do, because otherwise it becomes really bitty. And I don't really want to do another sort of hour-long build, because I've sort of shown you now how I build and the way that I build things, and I think that's not going to be useful. So we're going to not do that. Going to sleep. Yeah, so thanks for the comments. We've had some comments obviously about the length of the last video was a bit long. I understand that, but I wanted to show you how I build and the way and the process that I go through. So now that I've done that, I don't really have to feel that I have to do that again. I can try and stick to the half-an-hour length videos. So if we come over here, I've started to build a new mine. And this mine is wide. It's really inefficient if you wanted to do a normal strip mine. But because I want to have if you remember, I mentioned that I wanted to have carts that could come up from the mines, be automatically emptied, automatically sorted, and automatically stored. Well, this is the entrance to that mine, because we do have over here... Oh, egg! Marvellous. We have over here, if you remember, a start of a mine that we started over here, which we've never done anything with. We've got this mine here, which goes all the way down to base level and has got a few branches off. But I thought, no, I'll have a new mine. So I've made a new one, and this one's a little bit more, just larger really, and more uniform. So as you go down here, you see that I've already stripped all of the materials out from the walls as far as I want to go back, and I've cobbled them. So this is all, mined, if you like. We've got stone on the side here. This is where the railway tracks, have you called them that? Minecart tracks, or rail tracks. They'll come up the sides, and then there'll always be this way to walk down in the middle. And the tracks will be either side, so the carts will go up and down either side. Sorry about that, someone came home and I had to say hello to them. Right, so what was I saying? Yes, so we've started mining off to the sides. So these minecarts can come down, and I can sort of make stations here where they can stop and I can fill them up. And this will just be minecarts on with chests in them, and then send them automatically up. I can carry on mining down in this sort of level. They can go up, be automatically emptied, and come back down again and stop. So it's sort of a way of me being able to continue to do, industrial type mining down here, whilst at the same time not filling up with too much inventory and being able to get that emptied automatically. This goes all the way down to the very dark bedrock at the bottom here, And so again, what I could do is eventually is that these tracks could come all the way down, and I could just mine, you know, in one straight line, literally just taking everything out south. And what I probably will do actually with this tunnel, if you look at the map, you can see that I'm facing south. So if I continued to mine, and obviously I'm using a diamond pickaxe here rather than a sledgehammer or something to sort of get through this a bit quicker, but if I keep going south, I'm going to end up under that ocean, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to build our Galacticraft dome. We were going to build it in that lake that's to the left of us now, but I thought, well, actually, if the ocean is that way, I can actually build a transport tunnel from here all the way out to the middle of the ocean. I can mine it, I can empty it, and I can take materials to and from it using the mine carts, including myself, which will make it quicker. And we can build, at the end of it, a sort of passenger transit system out of this via oh, there's a zombie. Via railcart, but we can create that, and that will allow us to sort of do that quite efficiently, I think. But that will, in the end, then be the entrance actually to our Galacticraft is going to be from here, and we'll link up all the way down south. So that's a big project that we've got on the cards to do. That's going to take a while. Again, this is going to be a shorter episode. I'm not building anything today. I'm just sort of talking through some of my plans. The next thing then for the factory, I suppose, is going to be the rail depot over here, and it might actually come out all the way from the entrance all the way across to here. So this whole area here I will turn into a sorting, picking, conveyor belt thing. And then actually probably knock, now I've even built this, I'll probably knock this hole like an archway into this so we go straight into the main factory. So this whole bit here is going to become our main station, if you like. Although it's going to be completely enclosed, it's not going to be an open station. I will have it enclosed so nothing can fall on the tracks and damage the process. Then out here things will be emptied from the minecarts, sorted into their relevant conveyor belts, and then head to their storage chests. On the other side of the factory, what we will have to do is we're going to build our turbine house. So on this side we're going to have, again, probably we'll knock through some of this wall, but if you can imagine, I think what I'll do, I don't know whether that's going to, yeah, I could actually, I don't want to start this today, but we might as well dig it out while I think about it. So this here, I'll just take these away, is where I think I can build out. I don't need to come, and then what I can probably do is let's sort of, let's see if we can't naturalise that a little bit. What's that look like? Trouble is that water's going to be a pain. I haven't got any buckets on me. So actually what we'll end up doing, I think, actually let's just put these back for now. What we'll end up doing is probably naturalising that a bit more around the side there. But this straight edge here is where we'll build out to with the turbine house. So these will come out from probably the middle ones and this middle one, out to about there, across the wall there, and the actual turbines will be in here with an immediate access to water, so that we've got our steam and we'll use that with those fluid ducts. So that's what we'll do on that side. So that's why we'll have the turbine house. We'll then build our flood walls and our jetties out here ready for fishing and stuff that we can do in the main lake. This central part here, haven't yet decided what I'm going to do. I might make an inn or a pub, or I could put actually some of the agriculture there. In fact, I could put some of the agriculture there, like the grain, because I'm going to do an automatic grain house, but that's quite a big structure there. What I'm more likely to do here actually is probably the automatic melon farms and reed farms. And then over here, this mountain, or this hill, is going to be levelled. That's going to take some time, but it will be levelled. And what we will do, and it will be levelled all the way probably, let's have a look, how big is it? I think I'm going to level it all, which is quite a deal, but level it all the way through. And then over here is going to be our grain. It's going to be our wheat farms, our barley farms, our other vegetables and plants, that sort of stuff. But over here I think we'll have our melons and our pumpkins and our cactus and our reeds, reeds especially. I haven't got any reeds yet, so I'll have to go and get some. and begin building those. So some farming over here, some farming over there. I want to make a mushroom house, which actually I know you can do, I think you can do them above ground actually, but what I'll probably do is build a cellar point here somewhere and actually have a deep, dark, wet underground cellar where we shall grow mushrooms and also start to get some mobs. I'm not going to build a mob spawner yet. The mob spawner I want actually is when we get the BDcraft. Again, if you can picture it, it's going to be a dome on top of a pillar, and that pillar is going to reach from bedrock up. So it's going to be a big structure. Okay, inside this tube that's going to go up to the actual decking, I can create multiple mob spawners actually, and have different levels to do different things if I want to. I can spawn witches, I can use to spawn mobs and spawn particular ones to get particular items. So we're going to have multiple spawners inside our BDcraft one, but we're not there yet. Remember, we're sort of going through time, if you like. So at the moment we're at the sort of industrial stage. We haven't really done our agriculture yet, but we'll do that shortly. And then when we do get onto BDcraft, that's what we'll do. And then what we'll do is build the dome, build the habitation ring, the bio farms within there. Those will be automatic. Some power conduits, the computers, the advanced genetics, the rocket, obviously, to get up into space. We're going to use our Archimedes ships to build some Star Trek type Federation shuttle craft that we can use to go around and explore things. Yeah. Big plans. We've got lots and lots to do. So yeah, I just thought I'd sort of show you the progress that I've made, which doesn't involve building. Just a short episode. Tomorrow's actually my birthday, so I don't think I should be recording anything tomorrow. If I do record anything, I might record a birthday block party. So I might go and have a go on the block party server and just have a bit of a boogie on down and show just how rubbish I am at playing Block Party. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I know it's not much, it's just been a little bit of a tour around of what we've done, but if you've liked it, please do like and share and subscribe, and yeah, it's been good fun, and I will see you next time. More Fallout 3 coming out. Obviously we did another long episode, over an hour's long episode for the delivery of Lucy's letter, so do have a look at that. I know it's a long episode, but it was worth it. It was a good chuckle. But until I see you again, won't be long hopefully, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Right, I'm going upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Oh, I just shut the door. Whoops.